So here's a routine for the lumbar spine. We're going to introduce some active cupping and also a bit of glide cupping as well. But we'll start off with the simple passive cupping that we've done so far. Because we're going to do a few different techniques, I'll make life easier for myself and just put a good amount of wax on the back there, which will prepare me for the glide cupping as well. So first of all, with the passive cupping, 2 cups as we've been doing so far, and then just using those to mobilize the soft tissue. And I might do 1 or 2 minutes here, and then move up the spine, do a couple of minutes mobilizing here, moving slowly, and if you can, moving up to the level of tissue resistance to really maximize that effect. Up here. Now, next we're going to do the active cupping, because I'm all confident you could do that bit. With active cupping, it's okay to put more cups on. Somewhere in the region of 4 to 6 will work well on the lumbar spine. If you put loads on, that's not technically wrong, but you'll be there for so long putting all the cups on, by the time you put them on, they've been on for quite a while already and you have to start to think about taking them off. So don't waste any time, pop them on and get started. So Ellen, if you could come up into that child's pose stretch for me. This is active cupping. This is where your client does the work and the cups are doing the work for you. What's going on is you've got the lift and the pull and the decompression from the cups, creating a natural shearing when that's combined with normal physiological stretching. Great, and come out of that stretch, good, and drop into that stretch a few times for me. Brilliant, how does that feel?
Quite nice.
Yeah. What it does is it takes a normal stretch, which you may have done 100 times before, and it enhances it. It feels so much more intensive. It feels like a self-massage. It feels like an enhanced stretch where there's just so much more soft tissue being pulled and so much more of a feeling going on. So when you do this, your clients will probably keep doing it and they'll want to keep moving because it feels nice. So you don't have to tell them to do 10 repetitions. They'll just keep moving because it feels so good. They just want to keep dropping into that position. It's like, just feels really satisfying when you do it. What do you think?
Oh no, I could keep going for a while.
Okay. So take any stretch, add the cups, add the pods along the strain lines, add it to the muscles, and it will really enhance the feeling for the patient. They'll feel it so much more therapeutic for them and so much more effective. But don't forget, we don't want to leave them on for too long. Don't let time run away from you. So you want to take them off before you create any excessive marking on the skin. So as you can see, we created some marks there, but they are quickly going to fade right in front of us. Not too bad at all. All right, now, if you could sit up with your back to people, please. Let's add something else into the mix. So we've done passive cupping. That was active cupping. We're going to be doing a lot more of that after lunch. And now we're also going to do glide cupping today. So whilst I'm showing you the lumbar spine routine, we can add some glide cupping. These rigid plastic cups glide nicely, so don't be afraid to try those. You might get on well with those for gliding. And these RockPod glides, as the name suggests, were also developed for gliding. They're a different strength and profile, so they'll glide. These pods won't glide as well. You can try, but they tend to fold under when you try to glide them. But you can try if you want to. All right. So Eleanor's feet are on the floor, which will allow her to go into, that's it, flex forward a bit for me. Great. Allow her to flex forward a bit, which will open up and flatten the lumbar spine, which will make it easier for me to glide down over the erector spinae there. Pop the pods on, and then very simply glide down slowly over the erector spinae down towards the pelvis. Great, and we'll do that again. This time, Eleanor, if you could flex forwards a bit for me. That's it. So you can get the patient to move as you're gliding down over the soft tissue. Great. And you might be limited to how many of these you can do because you want to keep an eye on the erythema on the skin. Make sure that doesn't get too much. So if you kept going, you'd have a bit too much reddening of the skin, which wouldn't be ideal. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on that and minimize that. You get less of that with the plastic smooth beveled cups, but when you try both and compare them, you'll feel there's a difference between the different style of cups you're using in terms of the feeling and the effect and just how effective it feels for the patient. So do try those things. We can see a little bit of red dots there, a bit of petechiae on the skin, and we mentioned that earlier, so there's an example of that. You may see a bit of that going on. Guys, just keep an eye on it. 2 or 3 strokes through the soft tissue is probably enough, and make sure you've got plenty of emollient on the skin as well. There's one more I wanted to show you. We'll go back to the standard passive cups again. We're going to go on this side. Okay, so if you can put this arm over your head and stretch across this way, so we're stretching through the side of the torso there. So if we think about a particular muscle, say the quadratus lumborum, QL, that's the one we're going to target here. So as Eleanor stretches over there, she's stretching through the QL. And come back again. Let's go ahead and lock that soft tissue with a couple of carefully placed pods, one on the side, one behind, and then I'll pull those down as you stretch across. All right, so we're creating here a bit of an anchor, pin and stretch and shearing force, holding that soft tissue down as Eleanor stretches away. Good, and back again. Oh, that's great, and we'll repeat that. So I pull down, she stretches away,